crooked. Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Phone Home, the show where I talk about phones in my home. So, very typical stuff. You expect it a lot. You love to see it. Today's video, we're talking about the Pixel 6. Oh my gosh, no. Today's video, we are talking about the Pixel 4a, Google Pixel 4a. A lovely little phone. I mean, can't argue with that size, right? Nice and small. Just fits in the palm of my hand. We've got, what have we got? So there's a headphone jack on top. You'll love to see it. That's awesome. On the bottom here, we've got two speakers placed symmetrically, and in between a USB-C port. Yes, USB-C. Awesome feature. On the left-hand side here, we've got the color-coded power button / lock button. And then below it, it's hidden by the case, but there is a volume rocker up and down. On the back is the rear-mounted fingerprint reader, and it is lightning fast. I mean, that is so quick and really handy. You can also use it to pull down your notifications shade, like without any trouble at all. So that's fun. And I really liked this phone. I got it some time ago because I was like, I want a phone with some longevity to it. And this has delivered on that. It is, well, it's a few years out from release, I believe, and it's still getting updates, freshest version of Android, newest security patches, the works, so that's great. It was pretty cheap. They have since released the Pixel 5a, which is basically a larger phone with kind of a similar design language to this one. And I don't know. I mean, I used this phone as one of my secondary phones when I was out and about. I had service on it for a bit and it totally worked. You've got a really nice camera on the back. It even fooled me for a while. I thought for sure they had two lenses, but they actually only have one. And they just digitally crop it pretty well. And there's a flash at the top. So 12 megapixel sensor, same one they've been using in the Pixel series for years and years and years, which means they've gotten the software really, really good at taking the best possible pictures with this exact sensor. So a lot of what they call AI and computer vision stuff going into this thing, which allows it to take really good night photos as well. And it comes up with pictures that are maybe a little over sharpened sometimes, and that's sort of the style. And that excessive HDR, sometimes scenes will come out looking a little more dramatic than they actually are in real life. So that's an important thing to note. But overall, yeah, loved the camera on this guy. A great one. One thing I was a little disappointed by was the actual lack of color options. The phone itself basically only comes in black. So it's like, well, we're doing the whole Model T Ford thing, right? You can get it in any color as long as it's black. So it's like, well, there you go. But a lovely, slick little device. And actually this one, this one has some minor scuffs and scrapes, but really they don't come across too much because it's kind of a matte black phone, so you really can't see the light reflecting off of the scratches unless you're really looking for it. And not really any fingerprints on the back neither, so that's fun. In terms of the build, it is plastic, and that makes it light, which I was a fan of. I mean, thinking about something like here, this is the LG Wing, right? I mean, this is not plastic. This is like glass and metal. And it really does make this feel not insubstantial, mind you, because it still has some weight to it, but this feels like more manageable, more doable, I guess, in the hand. And I'm a big fan of that. I really like that. I mean, talking of the Pixel 6 Pro, like that is a ginormous honking phone and it feels super heavy. And the 4A is like super light and easy to get along with. I didn't have any issues with connectivity. It just hooked up to the network and everything worked perfectly. Good for calls. I think I might have even done some like game streaming on this guy. And the processor inside, it is like a Snapdragon 600 series, so it's not top of the line or anything like that, not top shelf as it were. But really, I mean, it handles everything pretty well. The software is well optimized for the chip, and I hadn't noticed any kind of slowdown or any really trouble with performance. I have played like a couple games on here. I played Game Dev Story, but that's not really a graphically intensive game. It's like pixel graphics, and it worked fine. So overall, yeah, no, this is a great phone, and even today, I would still recommend you go out and buy one. I mean, I'm biased because I'm selling one on eBay, as you do. So I would really love it if people would go out and buy this phone off of me. uh, Fun times. I really like that. But yeah, absolutely. Go out and buy this. It's still getting updates. It's a lot more stable than the Pixel 6 line. No bugs or nothing. It just works, which is great. It's cheap. It's hecka cheap. I mean, these have been around for a while, so you know they're cheap. It's not even the latest edition anymore. But even if you do want maybe a little bit of a larger screen, or if you are really into 5G, because this does not have 5G, if you're really into those things, you could go for like the Pixel 5a instead, or you could wait a little bit because they're probably going to do a Pixel 6a if you want that new design. Because this design, it's been kicking around for a while at this point. I mean, it's a little blasé. It looks like a lot of other Pixels that have already been released. So if you want something more exciting, yeah, absolutely. Wait for the Pixel 6a or get the Pixel 5a. But if you don't care about that, if you just kind of want a dependable phone at an affordable price, this is your phone, dude. This is pretty good. I would absolutely recommend it.